Always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hello, everyone. This is Julie from Patchworks, and I am so excited that you're joining us for another Must Sew TV tonight here at Patchworks. It is Thursday, February 22nd, 2024, and we have a lot of fun stuff to show you tonight. Make sure to hop on, say hi, share this with your friends so that we can see that, so that we can share and have lots of fun with lots of people. I'm seeing people hop on here, which is fabulous. I see Jerry's here. Not seeing any other comments, so I'm not sure if we have. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm seeing more comments, so thanks. Hi, Lori. Hi, Mary. Great to see you. I'm so excited that all of you are joining us tonight. So we have a couple of things. I'll run you through what we're going to show you. We have a bundle of the week, which we will share. We're going to talk a little bit about this really amazing Luck of the Irish 12-pack quilt that we debuted last week. We have some new fabric. We put together some fun holiday bundles. We have some samples of the Tiny Tulips pouch to show you. And we're going to be doing a demo of the Quilt As You Go Venice Table Runner. Then at the end, we're going to wrap up because last week I shared with you that we were participating in the Fab Shop blowout for February, and so we marked a whole bunch of things down to $6 a yard, and I have a few fun favorites that I have that I'm going to be sharing with you. So that's super exciting. Peggy wants to know, is the new 3-yard quilt book in? It is not, but I can tell you it's on a truck. Yay, it's finally on the truck to come visit us. And I have to figure out how to get on the auto ship with those ladies at Fabric Cafe, because I know it has been a minute since that book came out, and we had it on order from our distributor, but it's finally in transit, and I'm super excited for that. All right, so I'm happy that you are watching, that you're working on your quilts. I'll keep an eye on the comments to do my best to answer along. If I miss something, please know that I will follow up along the way. I'll be sharing some links with you. If you want us to shoot us a comment or anything like that about something you need us to set aside or send you an invoice for, I'd be more than happy to do that. All right, so let's get started with our bundle of the week. Woo! So with our bundle of the week, we have an Alphabet Pastels bundle of the week. It's a fun little grouping here. And let me get the code for you here. So I'm going to give you the code for the whole collection that has this as well as previous ones. And due to popular demand or popular response, so last week we debuted not only the 12 fat quarters, but also the 12 half-yard bundles. So we thought we would repeat this again, see if this was exciting or if it just was based on the fabric that we had. But we sold out of the half-yards before we sold out of the fat quarters, so we thought, you know, maybe it's a good idea. So this one is called the Pastels Bundle of the Week. It actually was inspired by these two pieces. So this one here, this is super cute. It's Alphabet in some really cool, trendy colors. And then this piece here, they are not the same line, but don't they look awesome together? So we have rainbows and butterflies and sunshines. And, you know, on this beautiful spring-like winter day that we had today, who doesn't like butterflies and sunshine and rainbows? So if you're new to the show, we debut a bundle of the week. The bundle of the week is always value priced. Our value price currently for our 12 fat quarters is $24.99. And the half yard here, oh goodness, did I reduce the bundle of the week here? I did not. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking while I quick mark that down because, oh my gosh, that'd be horrible. That'd be horrible that you don't get a deal. So it's $24.99 and then it's $49.48. No, twice that. Twice that. So I will quick go ahead and do that. But look at this. Isn't this amazing? So we have some thatched in here. We have some really great melody, modern melody basics there. We have some grunge dots. Just really, really fun fabric here. So we had everything else set, but apparently I didn't mark down the price. Oh my gosh. So good thing we did that. You know, I was just all thrown in a loop today because, you know, that whole crazy thing that we had with the phones, I didn't have phone service this morning. How many of you didn't have phone service either? It was really crazy. I think I rebooted my phone like 12 times because I was somehow thinking that it was my phone. So I just kept rebooting it and rebooting it and rebooting it, which was so crazy. So crazy. So the half yard pack is $49.98. And let me quick mark this here and then we should be good to go. Whew, technology, got to love that. All right. So if for some reason that doesn't work, we will come and do it right at the end of the show. So lots of fun things you could do with this particular collection. All right, so lots of great things you could do with that collection. So thanks for your patience on that. But I really, really love the springy colors. You could do lots of fun things. You could make a 12-pack quilt. You know, every month we give you a different 12-pack pattern that you can use, and you can either make it the size of the pattern that we give you. You could make it bigger by just doing multiples of blocks, or you could make a smaller project by just making fewer number of blocks. Speaking of 12-pack quilts, let's talk about our really fun Luck of the Irish quilt here. So the Luck of the Irish quilt was put together, or the pattern was created by Angie of Big Bear Quilting. So she does all the quilting right here on site at Patchworks. I know so many of you have used her services before, and we have her do all of our samples here in the store. She does a great job. She has this really cool little shamrock design on here, and this pattern steps out how to make the shamrock. If you love it and you missed last week's, make sure you look at last week's video because I stepped out how to make a shamrock. So this particular pattern uses 2 fat stacks as well as some background fabric. So with the 2 fat stacks, you have one that has all your shamrock fabric and then one that's scrappy greens. I'm not going to pull them apart again, but I just want to show you. Here they are, and we have them in the website in 2 different places. We have them in the Connemara. So this particular fabric line is by Patrick Lose, and it's called Connemara, and I probably am saying it wrong, but we have it there. And then we also have it in the St. Patrick's Day Fun section. So I am going to grab that for you and put that in the chat. And you can see the collection that I put there. And so that also has then, if you had wanted yardage of some of these other pieces, they're in there as well as some other St. Patrick's Day themed fabrics. So you're going to use up pretty much all of your fabric for the shamrocks. For the sashing, it's a little bit generous with a 12-pack. However, you really, really, really want it to be scrappy. So unless if you have a whole collection of various greens at home in your stash, you're going to want to pick up this and then just have a little bit extra One of the things I was talking about last week as well was that any extras that you had left over of this, it would be perfect to make a couple shamrocks and then make a small table topper or wall hanging or such with that. So, and likewise, if you prefer to not have the novelty prints, you simply could make this quilt then with 2 packs of this if you wanted it to be more tonal. But I think that the fun prints are super cool with the themed fabric. All right, so that is our little look at the Luck of the Irish quilt. Now, if you wanted a copy of the pattern, we include it with every online order, and we also provide it free of charge to anyone who simply comes and visits us in store. So for those of you who are local, make sure to stop on in the next few weeks so that you can pick up a copy of this amazing pattern. Or if you are not local or aren't able to make it in, simply place an order and we'll include it with your shipment. All right. I had talked to you last week, since we had shared these 2 different St. Patrick's Day themed bundles, and were wondering if you had wanted one that was a little bit more whimsical. And we had a popular resounding yes that we wanted to have an extra bundle. So we went ahead and we curated our own bundle. Now this one went across different collections and included some tonals as well. I'm going to flip overhead to be able to share these with you. And you'll be able to find this bundle, which we call Lucky Gnomes Fat Stack. You'll find that in the St. Patrick's Day Fun collection that I shared with you that also has the bundles for the quilt behind me. All right, let's take a peek overhead. So we saw these fabrics on the Bolt last week. So we have some Timeless Treasure Gnomes, we have some Kim Schaefer, we have some green textured solid, more Kim Schaefer, some other textured solid here, some shamrocks, and finishing it up with some gnomes. And what I really love about this piece here, just from even a color study, we were talking about this today in the store about how all greens go with all greens. So you have some cool greens and some warm greens here. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that this green has some blue in it. You can see it's more of an evergreen green. And this green even goes to a yellow green. And so in this piece, it works really well together and helps showcase that all greens go together. And by including different greens in them, it even helps the fabric sparkle a little bit. So super fun. Just wanted to share that. So in here, we do have 2 of the tonals. This one is more of the tends towards the cooler green, and this one more of a warmer green. So that's our fun color lesson of the day. But this is a brand new fat stack. This is $39 and it is called Lucky Gnomes Fat Stack. So that could be lots of fun. You could even make the Luck of the Irish quilt out of this one and have your shamrocks be more whimsical. That would be so super fun. So next up, we have some new fabric that we've been waiting on. I showed you the pre-cuts last week for On the Bright Side by Me and My Sister Designs. That's Barb and Mary, our dear friends, and we are super excited to have this yardage in store and now on the shelf out front. So springy, so fun, really vibrant, and I am just excited to show it to you. So, who's excited to see it? I know you are. Let me quick grab the link to the collection for you. We have collections of 18 of the gorgeous fabrics that we have on bolts here. And we have it in both the half yard and fat quarter size. Let's take a peek overhead at this fabric. So this piece here, this piece is not going to last. You know it's not. I just love this. And if you've ever seen Barbara Mary talk about their fabric design, oftentimes they take their background of scrapbooking and use their skill there for all of their fancy cutting to help generate the shapes and layouts for the fabric that they wish to design. So fun. This is a white on white, and I'm not sure if we're able to really see the design, not really. So I'm going to hold it kind of here on the side. You can see the shadow. So there are different sized little flowers and petals. I love this, and this is so soft. The dots are amazing. Oh, this diagonal plaid, yum. Yellow dots. We have this. This is the same print here. We have all over floral with green dots. This same print. Blue, these aqua blue dots here. Plaid, floral, dots. A multi, and then we get into purple. Just a nice grouping here. You could absolutely just pair this with a solid white if you had wanted to make a quilt. You could use a different white on white, or you could use their specific white on white. We have yardage, we have jelly rolls, we have charm packs, and we have layer cakes. The fabric or the pattern that was merchandised by the manufacturer for it is waist knot. Let me see if I can get the shine off here. So this is a revisit of the 12-pack quilt called Waist Knot that we had in the book 12-pack quilts when that was available. Now it's available as a separate standalone pattern. The cover looks like this, so don't be confused. Look at this one, and this shows you all of the great fabric, and it takes 12 fat quarters, but you could go ahead and pick up the stack of 18 and then have it be a little scrappier. You would probably leave this piece out. So you could, with the leftovers from this, make a small little something and have a fun little background that you can play with. I thought it would be fun to show you some other Me and My Sister inspiration. So one of their very popular books that we've just been carrying over and over and over again, Third Time's a Charm Again. Make the most of 5-inch squares with 21 colorful quilts. And these are all crib size quilts, okay? And the whole book really shares the vibrancy of their bright fabrics. They share them in other colorways as well, but it's really nice to see lots of great things that you can make with the bright fabrics. So this book is $19.99, and there are 21 quilts in this. 21? They must have just been making multiples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 unique, and they show you the 21 versions because there's 3 versions of each quilt. So that'd be perfect to go with that. I also brought out Stomping Ground. This is a fun pattern that we've shown in a few different ways. And with the cover being these nice pastels, this could be a nice use of these fabrics. With the on a roll again, I just wanted to pull this particular book out. So 14 creative quilts from Jelly Roll Strips. I have it marked here with a Me and My Sister design. So this one here shows some of their blue and red fabric, but you can just see they kind of have a signature look of simple whimsy with their pieces. So you could make that or one of the other projects. In the Annie's Quilting Charming Jelly Roll Quilts, I thought Pixel Meadow here would be a fun piece that you could see purples and other bright, colorful colors. Charming Baby Quilts by It's So Emma. This particular one here I think would be very, very, very well suited for these fabrics. The Best Jelly Roll Quilts. This particular quilt, I just want to show you. So this is with 30s reproduction fabrics. That's what the sample is done with. But as you look at the palette, that pairs really, or that looks really, really similar to some of the Me and My Sister fabrics. So that could be great inspiration if you find a great pattern originally sampled in 30s fabrics. That could be nice inspiration. We have from the stash books, we have just 2 Charm Pack quilts. Let's see, did I mark anything? I didn't mark anything. I think I just wanted to share that as being a good piece. Stashtastic 2 by Doug, Fat Quarter Quilts. This one here is sampled using Me and My Sister fabrics. This one is called Amazing from Stashtastic 2. And then from the main Stashtastic, we have one that is shown in Me and My Sister as well. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And like with these, you can see you would not be using your light backgrounds. So I'm going to hop back to our stack and show you which ones we would use for something like that. So if we look back at our stack, we would take out and just tighten up our selection, okay, to be able to keep it vibrant. And then we would pair it with white, okay? So as much as we love, love, love this fabric, it is quite a bit lighter, and so you may not want to include it in a design like this, okay? Do you see how this one sticks with more of the saturated colors? Okay, so lots of fun inspiration. So did you like that, being able to walk through different ways to be able to use that with some actual patterns that we have right here in the store? Was that interesting? All right, so, oh yes, great for backing. Absolutely, Linda. Look at, I mean, just so awesome. Could be great borders for something. And if you have a wee one in your life, I could imagine this as being a really, really pretty, sweet spring dress. Do little girls wear dresses anymore? I don't know. But I know when I was back in Oregon many moons ago, I liked to make little dresses for little girls and then made miniatures, so I had dolly dresses. So I had, and once I even made a dolly dress. So I was just a little over the edge, but lots of fun. And this is On the Bright Side by me and my sister, in store now. Okay. So what else do I have to show you? Well, I said I was going to share now. I was going to share some things about the tiny tulips. So with the Sew Luxe Club that's shown on Moda once a month, we shared this pattern with you, and we showed you some other fun pouches from the collection. Today, Jackie brought in the tiny tulip pouches that she made, and I just wanted to share them with you because they are so much fun. So we'll start with some beautiful pouches here, and this is done with Spotted by Zen Chic. Look at this, isn't that great? And I love the zippy accent color here for the zipper. Jackie wanted to share that you're able to interchange if you're playing along with other Sew Luxe patterns. It's really simple to change out the bottom, the method of how they finish the bottoms on their various pouches. So I think a lot of the Sew Luxe pouch pattern designs are written so that you learn things along the way and build your skills. So it's just really cool to know that you can interchange some of those techniques that you're learning along the way. This one is springy. And look, nice, vibrant violet zipper here with a beautiful yellow grunge. So this is all different grunges here. Awesome spotted tulips. And then when I was talking about this last week, I was sharing how I could kind of see these as being little cat faces or such. Someone said fox faces. So Jackie decided to make one as an homage to cats. And so this has 6 different little heads here. She said you could embroider some whiskers on there or put a little mouth, but she just has 2 eyes and a nose, and she used beads for that. She said that when you're making these the tulip heads, or either tulips or cat heads, if you wanted to have 2 in a row here, in order to have it fit in the space where the whole flower would go, you need to put a little spacer in there, and I think it's 1.5 by 3. And if you're interested in doing this, just drop me a message and I'll make sure to get you that exact instruction. But so fun. So this pattern is in stock now. Let me get you the link to all of the Sew Luxe Pouch Club fun. We have some additional charms on order because the charms have been so much fun. So if there's specific charms that you're looking for, zipper charms that you're looking for that we don't have in stock, that you want to make sure that you're notified when they are back in stock, drop us a note and we'll put you on the special order list to let you know when those come back in stock. So sometimes we get our restocks right away, and sometimes we have to wait for another shipment from Moda for them to get them back in stock. So it's all logistics, all sorts of fun. But we're so excited that you are excited about all the zipper charms. So I think now I want to take a little chat to talk about the Venice Table Runners. So for those of you that have been watching us for a long time, you know that I love the Venice Table Runner, and we've done a lot with these things over the years. So if you're not familiar, the Venice Table Runner is a quilt-as-you-go pre-printed batting from June Taylor that is now part of AccuQuilt, I believe. And we have done up a bunch of different things. So I'm just going to show you some samples. I had shown you a Valentine's Day sample, and that's got so much discussion going. So I thought that I should cover actually what this was, because so many of you had no idea what this product was and were wanting to know what the pattern was. So when I showed you this for Valentine's Day, this was this was a sample that I had shared with some out of print fabric, but I just thought it was so fun to go with the story, so I wanted to share it with you. You can use 2.5-inch strips or scrap fabric in order to make this, okay? We found some more samples, vintage samples from our stash. This is a St. Patrick's Day version. Oh, let's go this way. St. Patrick's Day version. Look at that fun back in on it. And then we had an Easter version, okay? So I'm just showing you different design ideas. By the way, these are on the website as well as in our sample room. So if you were looking to pick up a finished sample rather than making your own, these are each available for $50 each. They are available in the Venice Table Runner section that I'm going to post, as well as in store. Only one of each though. So if you were looking to get one of those, you don't want to wait long on those. But of course, it's way more fun to make your own, but sometimes you need just a little help in order to get it done. One of the things that I like about the Venice Table Runner is that there's also a coordinating pattern for a placemat. And I don't have the package of that up here. I have it on the website. This is what the finished looks like. We have a set of 6 of these available. You can see the coordinating mini braid here, and then there's a little pouch here, pocket, where you could tuck in a napkin and silverware. And so that's really, really fun for if you're having an outdoor lunch. Could be really nice. So that is what they look like finished. So what do they look like not finished? And what does the batting look like if you're not familiar? So if you're not familiar, the pre-printed batting is a sew by number, okay? So there are numbers and lines printed on here, okay? The batting's a little bit larger. We have it attached to a back of fabric. And it is quilt as you go, so you're stitching and flipping. We'll talk about how that happens. So after you're done constructing it, there's no need to go back in and do an all over quilt of it. So you simply trim it to size and bind it, and boom, you're done. So when you're working on seasonal projects like the ones I just showed you, sometimes it is nice when it's a quicker project with a little bit less investment, so that it's okay to leave it out for a day or two, and then you can just make one for every single season. All right, so you get one of these, and this is, how much is this? Doesn't have a price tag on it. It is $12.99 for the Venice Table Runner pattern. That's got to be a little bit of a deal right now. So that's what our pricing of it is in stock right now. After these are gone and they'd be restocked, I know the price will go up, because I just got an email from them that their pricing has gone up for 2024. So, right, that's what you're 2024. So what we have in stock left is $12.99 for this batting. And this makes a 16 by 38, 16 by 39 pattern. You also want to have some temporary spray adhesive to attach the fabric to the back of the batting. We like the 505 spray here. So I have attached, and I actually did this many moons ago when we had done a step out for this. Honestly, I believe this was from when we did the Washington County Winter Quilt Show in February of 2020. That's how long this temporary spray adhesive lasted. Seriously, isn't that crazy? So when you are attaching the spray, one thing, if you've never used this before, make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area, not by your sewing machine, okay? If you have the availability to be outside, and you're always spraying on the batting. You do not spray on your fabric, okay? And try to go light as possible. You can always add more. When you add too much, what happens is that then you get you wet it too much, and then when it dries, it feels weird, okay? So just a little bit of practice, but this is a really great product to help everything stay together. So you put on the back side and you put your fabric on, okay? This happens to be some vintage French General fabric. And then you trim to size. You want to make sure that it is larger all the way around. So now we're going to go overhead, and I'm going to show you how to put this together. All right. So let's see. Can we see this here? All right. So the whole thing doesn't fit overhead, but this is a quilt by number. So the pattern tells you how big to cut your different pieces. You could use a jelly roll. You could just cut some pieces from 12 pack, from your stash, from wherever. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to line up your piece number 1. You don't need to cut it into a triangle. You just can start with a little square. And then our piece number 2, we're going to line up here, right sides together. Can pin it in place, and you would sew. For best success, you want to use your walking foot, and then you flip. You'd finger press it back. You want to be careful when using an iron, because this is an 80-20 blend. If you get your iron stuck on here, it gets stuck. So really just finger pressing it back is great. And you're always going to use the lines as a guide to help you keep straight. Okay? Sew and flip, and continue on in the manner that you want all the way across. Okay? After we have done our main braid, it's going to look like this, okay? You're going to flip back this side here, because I already trimmed it down, and you're going to, you can scissor cut it to this line, okay? And then you have the option of adding up to 3 borders. You can have them match, or you can have them be separate, so scrappy. So in this case, we thought we were going to do the thin inner and the outer be the same, and then this guy be different. So you would position this here, pin it down, sew, flip, sew, flip, sew, flip, trim it, and then bind it. Okay? Does that make sense? Have any of you ever made the Venice table runner? I know for a while I was on a kick and I was like having everybody make like 85, but I haven't been talking about it for a little bit, and so I know that there are many of you who this might even be a whole foreign product to. So if you get efficient at this, you can make one in just probably 3 hours. Or if this is your first time making it, it's a nice weekend project. but it's really fun. And if you had wanted to see the step outs, we have them in store for you to be able to check it out in full. Sadly, I don't have the exact French General fabric in stock that I made this sample with. However, we do have some Chateau du Chantilly still in the shop, and I'm sure that would make a great table runner. So those are our Venice Table Runner inspirations. Great way to use holiday fabrics. Couple more bundles that we've been making up because we've been having so much fun. So we've been showing you some St. Patrick's Day inspiration. Last week we showed you a fun Easter pack that we have as a fun bundle of the week value bundle option. Of course, on the bright side would be a great springtime Easter kind of project. And if we want more bunnies, we thought we would put together bundles of the Bunnies for Baby by Patrick Lose, which I think is really Eastery. So we positioned it back in the front foyer so that it can go with our fun bunnies and carrots and great things. And we put together a fat quarter tower. This has 16 fat quarters in it. This is $52. So let's take a peek at what this pack looks like. So you can see there's some great bunnies here. Nice floral. There's some hearts. I love these bunnies. We have a reading bunny. Great flowers. This diagonal gingham is just so awesome. Then we have some great carrots, multicolor, and this is such a great binding for so many different projects too. I love a striped binding. And then we have a little bit of blue. So depending on how you wanted to do it, it could be Easter, it could be spring, it could be baby. Lots of different options. Love the ginghams. All of these are available both online and in store on the Bolt as well. So those are really great options. Let me hop over to the chat here, see if anybody has any questions. I see that we're loving the pouch patterns. That's awesome. I love the pouch patterns too. And we're excited that they are continuing on with just many more options to keep us entertained through the year. Lastly, for our new bundles that we made up this week, we had a little mix-up on our website. So we decided to make more of this bundle, but it's a slightly different version of the line Sweet Liberty, which is a really sweet, springy floral. And so we had a request from a customer, so we thought we would make some more. Which also reminds me, if there's something that you want to see that we don't have, make sure to always just give us a message. Sometimes we can do it, sometimes we can't. But we love to be able to make bundles from your inspiration. All right, so 10, this is a starter pack here. Sweet small scale florals. Super sweet. And this is $32.50 for this fat quarter bundle. And it is called Sweet Liberty 10 Fat Quarter Tower. So a fat stack in our world is 12 fat quarters. And then a fat quarter tower is one that we would call a fat quarter grouping that would be of any multiple other than 12. Very technical. So last thing I wanted to share with you tonight before we do a recap of our bundle of the week is we had been talking about our blowout deals that we had done, and I had not gotten out an email to share with you. I had posted something on social media. I know a bunch of people saw it, but I thought I would take a moment to share with you some of the really great best deals that we have. I put together a little section on our website that's right on the front there that I'm calling, that's called the blowout sale. And it has only the items that are $6 a yard in there, okay? So right now there are, I believe, 188 bolts. What? 188 bolts that are just $6 a yard. I pulled out just a few to be able to share with you because, well, why not? So I don't have the links for each of these here, but they are in the collection. And I had to point out 3 St. Patrick's Day pieces that we put in there. So we have this one here, which is super fun. Should we look overhead instead? Maybe we'll look overhead. Okay, so this guy here, this is number 306581. You can also type that into our website as well. This one here from the Clover Lucky Plaid, this is number 306486. It's a little bit of, both of these are from the collection and they're a little bit more of that cooler green. And then we have the mini clovers here. These are 4-leaf clovers, and this is 306479. Springtime fun. We have these really nice daffodils from Macauer, UK. Super cool, super pretty. This is number 300286. And then this is a sleeper piece. So we probably should have cut it up at some point and we didn't. This is a collection of labels from Create Joy Project, and it is in our $6 yard section, and we're selling it as yardage. So if you would order a half yard, we'd be cutting it wherever. This is 303072. One of a kind handmade work of art, handmade with love and a little luck. I made you this because I love you. Handmade with love, handmade for you. Made especially for one amazing person. Just really great. So this is 2 rows is, one is, the repeat is 2 rows. And let me just get the ruler here. That's a half of a yard. Okay, so a half a yard will get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 labels. So that is $3, gets you 14 labels. What? That's really awesome. Okay, so that is number 303072. And we have a pretty thick bolt here. All right, what else do I have to share with you? We have a few tonals that ended up on the rack because they've just been here too long and they need to go home with you. I never order bad fabric. Things just have to go home with you. So we have here a This is a timeless treasure. It is the Kim C 6100 color foam. We have a 1895 color Acapulco here. And then this is a discontinued color weave in lilac from P&B. Great tonals, $6 a yard. And I thought this was funny, so I just had to share it with you. So we have bacon and eggs. So we have some fried eggs left over from Kim Schaefer's The Coop line, okay? And then we have this really awesome bacon from Timeless Treasures. And I just thought this was really funny to have a bacon and eggs set. Ha! Super fun, super funny. You could make fun little placemats or a table mat for that. All right, what else? This piece we found, this had not been out. I had some problems with it being coded in the system, and it's one of those things that I just kept setting aside, setting aside, setting aside. And we're like, oh my goodness, no one can buy this because there's no pricing on it. So this is from Stitch in Time from Stonehenge. This was a crazy popular line, and this piece of fabric literally just got set in the wrong spot, and now it's an amazing value for you. So you could either chop these up, or you could use this as a great cheater back. You could use this as a fun tote bag, all sorts of really great fun things. We had used this, and actually the reason why it came off the floor is that I had used it in a class to have people do some hand quilting on it to make fun little coasters. So that also is a fun little thing you could do. Just a few more pieces I want to showcase for you. Are sloths still a thing? I don't know if sloths are still a thing, but we have these amazing sloths that have been hanging out. They've been hanging out in the shop, and they want to go home with you. So 3 different colorways of this Alexander Henry Sleepy Sloth, each of them available for $6 a yard. Sloths not your thing, but monkeys are. Fun monkey business. This is monkey faces, directional print, super fun. It is item number 303430, $6 a yard. And if you were looking, since it's directional, if you had wanted to make a directionally faced pillowcase, you would want 1.25 yards. If you don't care, well, you can just go ahead and get whatever you need. All of these are online. It starts at 1 yard minimum for these. In store, it's 1/4 yard, but online it starts at 1 yard. I have some art gallery dogs here. When I was talking to Anne today in the store, she was telling me that, you know, I hadn't even thought about this, that for a lot of our novelty prints, I don't have it keyworded by what this is. So if the name of the object you're looking for is not in the title, it's not searchable on the website. So like this is called a woof. So nowhere does it say dog. And so we'll be working on that for in the future as you're searching for either previewing before you come into the shop, or if you're looking to pick up things just online. Fun little cat piece, because we can't let our cat people be sad. So this is catastrophic. Ha! So you have some paws that actually have a little heart here for a little paw print, and then some fish bones. And then we have an assortment of rainbows. So we have black background art gallery rainbow. We have this Robert Kaufman and Kelly rainbow. These are upside down. Tiny little one here. And then this guy there. So Just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of some of the great deals and steals that are in that section. You definitely want to check that out because those are not going to last long. And I want to make sure that you can check out what we have. Does anyone have any questions for me? Well, before we go, I do want to share again our bundle of the week with you. So I'm just going to lay them out on top over our giant stack of fabric here so that you can see them. Let me know what you think about our bundle of the week, if this is fun. Hopefully we can still see this when we share it with you. I am so thankful that you decided to join us today to spend some time with us. I know you have many different options to be able to watch quilting entertainment, and I am very honored that you chose to spend some time with us. If you missed part of this or wanted to catch some previous shows, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, where you can binge watch hours and hours of Patchworks fun. Let me know if there's other fun tips, techniques, or things you would like to see in our video, like we showcased with you today with showing you a little bit more about our Venice table runner. Until next time, happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.